What's going on, y'all? Shoot, I'm back. Yeah, I'm back, man. I'm about to do another tier list. But this tier list is gonna be one good thing and one bad thing about each power on DC Universe Online. With crazy being the best and trash can is being the worst. I'm still gonna rank these powers, but while I'm ranking them, I'm gonna let everybody know the good thing and let everybody know the bad thing about each power. So let's get it cracking. I'm not trying to stay long, so I'm just going to get into it. Atomic is trash. The good thing about Atomic is it looks cool. That's the only good thing I can say about Atomic, but it's really a trash power for real. But the bad thing about Atomic is the damage. It does no damage at all. No powers in the loadouts does any damage. The damage comes in slow. It just does damage. It just don't do any damage. If you have high skill points, then sure, go ahead. I'm pretty sure people with high skill points they can use any power and just make it good. Now rage is up there. Um, Good thing about rage is the melee. It's probably the best melee on the game. You can use the melee and just go berserk. I went rage on one toon that has low skill points, right? Because at first I was rage prec, I was doing prec with rage and I wasn't doing enough damage. But I switched to rage melee, and when I tell you I was doing like crazy numbers, like I was beating people that has like 300 skill points. I mean, it was an event, and I had like and I had like 40 skill points. I was just beating people, and it just hit so hard, like it's crazy, especially with berserk. It just hit so hard. But the good thing about Rage is the melee. The bad thing about Rage is it doesn't have any range. Like you rarely see anybody that's Rage, because it's like Rage don't have any AOE, so it's kind of hard to play in Elites if they Rage, because you're doing melee. You're not gonna do melee up on a Elite raid or even a Elite alert. You're not finna see too many people doing the melee range. I mean, melee period. I'm sorry. I'm just sleepy, but it's late. I'm recording this at 1:32 Eastern Standard Time. Yeah. Light. Light is mid overall. Light is just a mid power overall. Like it's just mid. It ain't good, but it ain't bad at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Good thing about light is the melee. The melee is good. Whirl and Dervish with a lightweight strike, it just it's just something just good. I love using that loadout because it does so much damage. The bad thing about light is it's power hungry. Like the powers that you need that does damage, it is power hungry. Like it take up so much power. You know, I want to say like the hand claps for like the single target. It takes so much power away from you. It just makes no sense. Quantum. Quantum is mid. Good thing about Quantum is the troll role. To me, it's the best troll on the game, for real. Um, but it's just so good. It's just the stuns is good. It's just everything is so good about Quantum. Up on the troll role. The bad thing about it is the damage side is really not that good for real. I see some people that's doing good with it, but overall, you don't see too many Quantum DPSs for real like that, because the damage is not. It don't hit as hard as like some of the other powers do. So it's really not keeping up with some of the other powers. Ice is up there, man. Ice came a long way. Ice definitely moved up from my tier list from last year. Because like the meta is constantly changing. Stuff is constantly changing. And the good thing about ice is the supercharge. Ice elemental is just so good. Like it does so much damage. Like it does so much damage. Like so much damage. Like I've seen some crazy crits with ice elemental, some crazy crits. The bad thing about ice is other than the supercharged, the damage side is really not that good, you know. Frost blast, you gotta pray it crits. And it's so easy to get interrupted, you know. But yeah, that's the bad thing. It's the damage. Like the damage is good. It's just the rotations and the powers, for real. So that's the bad side about ice. It's the rotation and the powers and the rotation. Sorcery, well, sorcery mid. You know, it's mid. The good thing about sorcery is the pet DPS. To me, Fury is the best pet in the game. You know, I think it's better than Crystal, and I think it's better than Robot Sidekick. Cause I don't know what it is. It just hit harder. Like I try Earth and I just try Robot Sidekick alone. It just don't hit as hard as Fury. It just don't. And like Fury just hit hard. I don't know why, but it just hits harder. But the bad thing about it is like other than the pet DPS, it really don't have nothing. I mean the healing side is good, but sorcery relies on projectiles, and sometimes the projectiles don't be hidden. So it's just like, dang, like you doing this, like the projectile's not hidden, so you're not doing damage, and you're not gonna be high up on the scoreboard if you keep missing projectiles. So yeah, nature is true. Yeah, it's trash can. The good thing about nature is the healing side. The healing is really good. It does healing over time, you know, and it's really good for healers. I rarely see nature healers do a bad job. I always see nature healers doing a good job, and that's because most of the casuals don't like really play nature. Because let's be honest, nature as a power sucks. It used to be good, but now it sucks. You know. But the bad thing about nature is the damage side. Like the rotation sucks. The damage sucks. Everything about the damage side of nature sucks. I don't even see a nature DPS anymore. I kid you not, I don't. Like it sucks that bad. Earth, man. I'm sorry, man. Y'all finna kill me up in the comments, man. But I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Earth sucks. I'm sorry. Earth sucks. The good thing about Earth is the melee. You know, Jackhammer, Whirling Dervish, and that supercharged generator. It's just a recipe for greatness. It is up there with Rage and Light as far as melee. It is up there. But the bad thing about it is it don't have any range. That's the bad thing about Earth. It doesn't have any range at all. Like I really see Earth DPSs up in like Elite Rage and stuff like that. Because it doesn't have any range for it. Like the range sucks on it. It really does. It really does suck. Like the damage comes in slow for like the range loadouts and stuff like that. Like you have to have heat vision and stuff like that. So that's the thing about Earth. Mental, yeah, mental is good. Good thing about mental is very great in PvP. Um, if you're a casual and if this your first time playing, PvP is I would not recommend you go into PvP because it is broken right now, so don't do it. But another good reason about mental is the single target. The single target is so deadly. Like I remember doing a duo with somebody and I was a troll, and I think this was like a normal duo. I think it was normal. I know it wasn't elite. I don't think I ran with a middle troll in elite. But it was a normal duo. Like this man, all I had to do was troll. He was killing everything so fast with mental. I don't know. Like mental is strong up on the DPS side. Like it is so underrated up on the DPS side. It does so much damage, especially the single target. There's so many spell moves you can do that just does a lot of damage. And but the bad thing about it is the AoE. I don't really think it has any AoE. It does, but it doesn't hit as hard as the other powers that's very good at like AoE up at a elite level. So yeah. Um Electricity. There's no surprise here. It's crazy. Crazy. Mm. Good thing about electricity is the prec side. The prec side is good. Even the damage side is good. Even the supercharge is good. The circuit breaker, that's good. Like it don't matter if you're prec or might. Electricity does damage. It doesn't matter if you're prec or might. It's still gonna do damage because it has so many damage over times. Like it's just crazy. Like it's crazy. I would say the bad thing about electricity is like without EOG, you won't really do that much damage as like the other powers that I'm finna discuss. Cause it's like you're solely relying on circuit breaker to keep you going, and you're only like you still gonna be good regardless with electricity. But if you wanna be top comp, you wanna be elite, then you gotta EOG spam. You gotta EOG spam with electricity. You got to. But that's like with any power though, but that's a bad thing for like any power that has to rely on like EOG because they about to nerf it. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Fire. Ooh. Yeah. Fire is up there. It's I'm still gonna put it in as crazy because fire tanking. Fire tanking is carrying fire right now. Like you don't really like fire DPS is good, but the damage is like it's just like ice. Like sometimes your like rotation can be slow, and that's a bad thing because by the time okay, with fire, by the time you get done with one power, somebody else probably done already crit like over 8 times by the time you finish that one on fire blast, like stuff like that. And you gotta hold the fire and you gotta hold the fire blast crit too. If not, then you're losing tons of damage. But other than that, it's still like fire is still like up there. So the good thing about fire is the tank. Tank side absorb heat is still broken. It's still an exploit everybody use. Like you can literally use absorb heat and hurry up and block, and you still get all that healing in your cooldown reset too. And you just keep spamming it. But the bad thing is what I just said earlier, like the rotation, like if your ice blast, I say ice blast. If your fire blast don't crit, then you're losing tons of damage, and your damage comes in slow. Fire. No, I said fire. Water. Hey, I'm so tired. I don't know where to put water. It's just I don't want to put it as trash can. I'm gonna put it as mid. The good thing about water is the healing. Is the healing side. Like the healing side, water is probably the best heal up on the game for real. For real. Every time I go water healing, I just spam shields for real. Or I never was an EOG. I never was an EOG healer. I'm gonna try. EOG healer on my other tune. But if I'm just pure healing, I just spam shields for real. I just spam shields in Riptide because they don't die. So yeah, but the bad thing about water is the DPS side. It has no DPS. It sucks. It really sucks. So if you got a membership and you want to try water just for the DPS side, don't do it. Just try another power because you will end up creating another tune or you will end up switching your powers. This Celestial, I'm not gonna say Celestial trash can. I'm tripping. I say mid. Celestial mid. The good thing about Celestial is the healing side. It's a great healing power. Um, I see a lot of people that's in elite that's Celestial, so that's good. The healing is just really good. But the bad thing about Celestial is the DPS side. The DPS side, it does hit. Don't get me wrong, it does hit. It's just the combos. Like, if you're a new player and you trying to figure out which power to use and you just bought a membership and you got all the powers on unlocked, I wouldn't recommend you go Celestial as your first option, because it's like very, very complicated to use. Like, you gotta have the combos down pat. So yeah. Munitions. Munitions is up there. It is up there. Munitions is up there. Like, I would say munitions is the hardest power to critique. It's the hardest power I have ever had to critique. Cause it's like it really doesn't have a weakness. For real. Like, the good thing about munitions is everything. Like, munitions have a single target. Munitions is simple and straight to the point. Um, Munitions has AoE. Munitions has melee. It just has every. It's like every power on munitions just hits. It just hits really hard, and it's just really ridiculous. Like how hard it be hitting. Like, and it's like all the damage coming in so quick. It's like munitions is the perfect power upon this game. It's not too complicated. Like munitions even hits hard for low skill points players. So I'm just letting you know right now, like, if you got a membership and you figure out which power to use, go munitions. If you want to do damage, go munitions. Just go munitions. It's very powerful. It's very powerful. The bad thing about munitions is I would say like it is boring. So you will get bored of munitions and you might switch powers because it's boring. But that's the only bad thing about it. It is boring because you ain't doing no machine guns. It's crazy how just you shooting guns is better than using a superpower. Like, it just, it just don't make sense at all. But it is DC Universe. Lastly, gadgets, gadgets. When you think of gadgets, you automatically think of complication. Gadgets this, gadgets that, gadgets this, gadgets that. You think it's complicated. Trust me, it is complicated. Gadgets are for like the elites and for like the players that be playing this all the time and they play this for a long time. So gadgets are for experts. But gadgets, the good thing about gadgets is the prec side. I don't think they ever is going to nerf this power. Like, gadgets has been on top for like years now, and it's still on top. It makes no sense of how broken this power is. It's the most broken power in the game. Like this, like the bad thing about gadgets is it relies on exploits. It relies on exploits to be so to do so much damage. Like, and it's like I wish the powers were so balanced because it makes it unfair for people that's really trying to like be on top, but that don't know how to use prec like that. And you got an artifact swap and everything. It's just too much for gadgets, man. But if you master gadgets, then you gonna be on top on damage. But yeah, the other bad thing about gadgets is you gotta rely on clipping too. You gotta rely on clipping. If you don't clip, then you're not finna do as much damage. No, but I ain't gonna lie, gadgets. You got some comp. Uh, Electric prec. Yeah, you got some comp, buddy. Electric prec is coming after you. Saying it is coming after you. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, it's really coming after you.